Part of winning the game is knowing the game you're playing and adjusting accordingly to ensure that when all is said and done, you come out on top.
StephenASmith is in hot water again after Jimmy Kimmel's firing or suspension, whatever you want to call it. Man, StephenASmith stays in the headlines. This time, it isn't about yelling about the Dallas Cowboys or going viral with a crazy sports take. Nope. It's because he decided to step into the middle of the Jimmy Kimmel situation, and now the internet is cooking him like Sunday dinner. Let's break this down. Unless you've been living under a rock, you probably saw the headlines. Disney's ABC cut Jimmy Kimmel's late night show indefinitely. Why? Because Kimmel made some jokes about Donald Trump, MAGA, and the whole Charlie Kirk situation. ABC wasn't feeling it, the advertisers weren't feeling it, and the network pulled the plug. FTC Chairman Brandon Carr even jumped on Fox News to praise Trump, saying, "We're seeing a massive shift in the media ecosystem." Translation: Trump's influence is back in full swing and these corporations are scared, and that's where Stephen A. comes in. On his podcast, Stephen A. had this to say.
My only issue with Jimmy Kimmel and this whole brouhaha he finds himself inflamed with is not that, oh my God, you can't say a joke. I am incredibly alarmed by what appears to be our First Amendment rights being attacked. This is what I do for a living. I don't like that. But you know he's coming. And you know part of the reason why is to get back at everybody who tried to take him down. They didn't try to keep him out of the White House and that was it. They tried to throw him in prison. The man is coming. And you have to adjust accordingly. Nexstar has to adjust. All these broadcast corporations have to adjust. Madison Avenue has to adjust. Wall Street has to adjust. Corporate America has to adjust. China's had to adjust. Mexico has had to adjust. France, England, Germany, everybody has to make an adjustment. It's the real world. I don't like it. I'm alarmed by it. I'm scared of it. But I have to march forward, as do all of you. That's what I was saying about Jimmy Kimmel. That's what I'd say about Stephen Colbert or anybody else. Part of winning the game is knowing the game you're playing and adjusting accordingly to ensure that when all is said and done, you come out on top.
So basically, Stephen A. is saying, yeah, free speech is cool and all, but if you cross Trump, be ready to lose your bag. And boy, did people let him have it. Comments went crazy, calling him Disney's lapdog. Folks dropping Toby be good jokes.
Toby be good nigga for massa. Good nigga. Don't send Toby away. Toby be good for your hand, boss.
And somebody even edited a whitewashed version of his face floating around online. The internet dragged him like it was open mic night. The backlash. Even Keith Olbermann called Stephen A. out. Fans accused him of siding with power, of protecting Trump, of being more worried about his Disney checks than actual principles. And you know Stephen A. He wasn't about to sit back, so he clapped back on his next show. Stephen A.'s response.
Let me be very, very clear. Upon hearing the news of Jimmy Kimmel and his show, Jimmy Kimmel Live, being taken off the air, I was not happy about it. Jimmy Kimmel is a person that has always been very, very good to me. I had the honor and privilege of hosting his show while he was on vacation in August of 2021, which is one of the great moments of my career. He facilitated making that happen. Of course, along with the great Bob Iger, along with other executives like Bob Chapek and Peter Rice at that particular moment in time, overseeing Disney, and of course, the incomparable Dana Walden as well. And to hear the news about Jimmy Kimmel being taken off the air, I was not happy about it. Not at all. Because I do think he's a good man. I do think his heart is in the right place. I do think that he's done an incredible service to ABC and the Walt Disney family spanning decades. And his work and the level of results, the quality of the results that he has produced over that span speaks for itself. I certainly hope that he ultimately ends up back on the air. And if he doesn't end up back on the air, I hope he lives a very long and well and prosperous life, because he's so ultra talented that if he's not here, he'll ultimately be somewhere else. The world is evolving and changing, and opportunities will present themselves for somebody as great of a talent as him. In the aftermath of Jimmy Kimmel being pulled off the air, Donald Trump goes to his Truth Social page and says, "Congratulations to ABC for finally having the courage to do what had to be done. Kimmel has zero talent and worse ratings than even Stephen Colbert, if that's possible," end quote. I'm asking all of y'all a question out there, because in the world of sports, we need to understand something. Yes, you can be constructively critical. Yes, you can call stuff out. Yes, if something's awry, you can say so. You can do all of those things. But do you think that when you are Fox, ESPN, NBC, CBS, or whomever, that you can mock the commissioner and get away with it? Can you do that? I'm here to tell you can't. Can you mock the product? Can you do things that could detrimentally affect the bottom line of those products? No, you cannot. Not if you want to keep living a prosperous life with the career that we have. No, you cannot do that. See, we want to sit up there and act like everything is all copacetic and it's equal. And you know what? You can get away with doing whatever you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it, or whatever, when you got your hand out for somebody else's money. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Stephen Colbert was taken off the air. What were the words of the president at that time? "Jimmy Kimmel, you're next."
Here's his defense. So what he's basically saying is, this ain't about morals. This ain't about free speech. This is about money. If you bite the hand that feeds you, don't be surprised when they slap you. The irony. And that right there is the problem. Stephen A. is trying to play both sides. He says he's alarmed about free speech being attacked. But then he tells Jimmy Kimmel and every other broadcaster, you better adjust to Trump or else. Which one is it, Stephen A.? You fighting for the First Amendment, or are you folding like a cheap lawn chair? Because the way it sounds, you're not sounding like a defender of free speech. You're sounding like Disney's HR department. Be careful what you say, or we'll take the bag. That's not bold truth-telling. That's corporate obedience. The internet wasn't buying it. They called him out, roasted him, and turned his speech into memes overnight. And honestly, that's fair. Because when you go on your platform, call yourself alarmed, then immediately tell folks to just adjust. You can't be surprised when people clown you. At the end of the day, Jimmy Kimmel's show is off the air, Stephen A. is in hot water, and Trump's shadow is all over the media game. But here's the part Stephen A. should remember. History doesn't remember the people who adjusted. It remembers the people who spoke up, who risked it, who stood on something. Right now, StephenASmith isn't standing tall. He's standing safe. And safe doesn't inspire anybody. Stephen A. says he's scared for free speech, but still tells us to bow down and adjust. So what do y'all think? Is Stephen A. keeping it real about the game we're playing? Or is he just running Disney PR? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Sports Impact Media out.